All right, it is time to go racing. Up front will be Maximilian Gunther and Giancarlo on the front row. Avery Walker, Taylor Parsons on the second row. Mike Marshall and Jason Wahlberg have the third row. Adam Barker and Yuho on the fourth row. Eric McMullet McCready and Seba are rounding out the top 10. Mike Doling and Gregorio Caridi, 11th and 12th. 13th is Simon Zierk and Neil Obrador in 14th. Neil, the only other Lambo in the field, could that come into play late in the race. Scott Nalawi in 15th, Janet Gunther in 16th, Ryan Snyder 17th, Matt Bear 18th, Harry is in 19th, and Clayton Allen in 20th. Now the question became for this first lap is, would they have, nobody could remember if they were going to be doing a full pace lap, but it does look like they will have a full pace lap. So turns 1 and 2, they will actually have a little bit of heat in those tires. Let's take a quick look and see if the temperatures come down. No, it is not. Track temperature is still 109 degrees, so things are, tires are going to heat up quickly. We might see some guys taking it fairly easy here today because, at least early on, and occasionally slowing down, having a slower lap, just trying to get those tires cooled off a little bit. Most of these guys will not make a tire change mid-race when they come in for fuel. All right, just waiting. There is Giancarlo on the front row. Will Maximilian get to lead an early lap here? Will he be able to run away from Giancarlo as he did in qualifying? He was the only one really keeping a fairly even pace. Yuho was pretty close to those guys, but those two were the fastest in practice and obviously in qualifying. The track is 2.459 miles, 10 turns, several elevation changes. We'll ride along, if around the third or fourth lap, we'll ride along with them. This track extremely difficult to run in any car. Even the high downforce cars are tricky to run here. I've done an SR8 race and a Lotus 79 race here, and there's still just, even with the downforce, some of these tires extremely tricky, some of these turns extremely tricky, and the elevation changes coming into some of them will throw the car out of balance. We've seen a lot of guys, every time they try and push through certain parts of the track, just losing the back end. Expect to see a few drivers actually push to see if they can pit a little bit early, because as we heard, having a full fuel load really helps with grip here. Great to see Maximilian up there on the front row, leading the pack around as they come down the back stretch. In the field today, just one Audi, 3 Ferraris, 7 BMWs, 1 Ford, 3 Porsches, 2 Lambos, and 2 Mercedes today. So a pretty decent mix of cars throughout the field. As they come down through the final section, the pace car will hit pit road, and then Maximilian will lead them through turn 1. Make sure you drop in the comments, let us know who you're cheering for here today, or just say good morning. Pace car is on pit road, and Maximilian is gone. He went as soon as he was in the restart zone. Giancarlo up in second right now. They're going to go single file at the front through turn 1. This is where everybody was concerned, getting through the first 2 turns. It's like everybody makes it through the first turn. Okay, Neil Obrador has gone off and has already gone to pit road. And we've got other cars into the wall. Adam Barker is in the wall. We've got a lot of cars. Mike Marshall already on pit road as well. Maximilian is trying to pull away here. Let's take a look at some of the incidents that happened Let's see how they get through the far end of the track. All right, let's see what happened to Neil Obrador. I believe this is going to be in turn 1. Yes, it is. There's Neil, the other Lambo in the field. Drops down, cuts across, and just gets into the car to the inside, ends up into the outside wall. Mike Marshall had an issue. Coming down the straightaway towards turn 2, gets on the brakes, and looks like he didn't touch anybody. Just kind of lost it a little bit there. Adam Barker. Looks like the Mercedes right behind him just gave him a slight tap and he went around. And that was all the excitement of the first 2 turns. A lot of drivers extremely nervous about that first lap and those first 2 turns. And worth noting, coming into today, Maximilian Gunther had led 1 lap all season long. No, 2 laps. Excuse me, he had led 2 laps all season long. He's about to lead his 2nd lap, and he is trying like crazy to get away from Giancarlo, but Giancarlo all over the back bumper. Giancarlo in 2nd. Avery Walker, the lone Ford in the field, up to 3rd as Clayton Allen has had an incident. Clayton coming down the hill, not far through that transition, and just on the brakes and too much of the curb. Here they come back around start-finish line. Taylor Parsons now up to 4th. Jason Wahlberg is 5th. Taylor Parsons just ran the fastest lap of the race so far. Seba is now up into 6th. Yuho up to 7th. McCready is now up to 8th. Gregorio Caridi in the other Mercedes is up to 9th. Mike Dolling in 10th. Janet Gunther in 11th, Simon Zierk in 12th, Scott Nalawi in 13th, Ryan Snyder 14th, Matt Baer now up to 15th, Harry is up to 16th, and Adam Barker has lost a ton of spots after that spin. He is back in 17th, but hopefully that is all the bad luck he has today. We have seen him recover from worse throughout the season. Clayton Allen is still going. He is back in 18th. Mike Dolling is back out on track, as is Neil Obrador. Both drivers going to pit road on the first lap, over 2 laps down now. And there is your track map. Next time they come around, as Giancarlo has taken the lead again. Let's see where and how Giancarlo pulled that one off. Oh, that was Gregorio. Oh, just can't read today. Coming down the back straightaway, gets right on the back bumper of Maximilian, sets up through the final 3 turns and manages to cut left, get the run, and comes around the final corner with the lead. I don't expect Maximilian to give up very easily here, though. Worth noting that other than 2 drivers, everybody in the field was within 1 second of each other per lap during practice. And actually, Giancarlo was just a little bit ahead of them pace-wise. And let's hop in the car with McMullet McCready as he goes. See if I can dial up his in-car. We'll stay with him. We'll do it from the start-finish line next time. Having a little trouble with the camera controls this morning. think it's user error. Avery Walker in that Ford today, as he has been in a BMW pretty much the entire season. Oh, worth noting, Taylor Parsons in that Ferrari right in front of him. He is from Canada and has a moose on the side of that car, driving an Italian car. Some of his team has nicknamed that car Mussolini. So there is your kind of dad joke for the morning. And McCready coming down looking to pick up a spot from Janik. Let's hop in the cockpit with him now as he comes through the final corner. And we've got a car off to the right. Looks like one of the Mercedes. Down through turn 1 and down the hill. That was Seba. That was his Mercedes parked over there. We'll look at it in a minute. Up a slight incline, then back through downhill. You on the brakes, having to work brake and throttle through this section. Upshift and then back to the right. Long right-hander as you're picking up speed, and then switching sides of the track, getting set up for the downhill left-hand turn. And into the far end of the track, 2 90-degree right-hand turns back-to-back. Right on the back bumper of Janet Gunther here. Then down the long back straightaway. A couple of small kinks, but overall, mostly straight through here. He jumps to the outside, setting up so he'll be in the perfect position when they get into the tighter corners. Holds it and looks like he took the position as he takes the right-hander. Then the second to last turn, left-hander and right-hander down to the start-finish line. That was 10 turns and just under 2.5 miles. All right, let's see what happened to Seba on the front straightaway. Looks like a few other drivers have gone off track as well. And it looks like Seba just went wide, barely clipped the grass, and it sends him hard into the inside wall. Looks like Harry had an incident a moment ago as well. Down the front straight. Oh, Adam Barker was in that one as well. Tried to get the nose up the middle. And Harry goes off. Adam Barker goes off as well. And it seems Adam Barker's bad luck is not completely gone like we had hoped in the weeks past. Giancarlo, though, back out front. Maximilian, though, he is not letting him get away at all. He is staying right within the slipstream, so he's still in the fight here. Looking back at my notes, looks like Maximilian is one of those drivers that has had some very quick pit stops in the past. So could, when the pit stop cycle comes through, if he stays within range, he could retake the lead here. Giancarlo always fast on pit road as well, but you never know. And as we've seen throughout this race, you just don't know what's going to happen from one turn to the next. Taylor Parsons. And it looks like we have had a car. I believe Seba went off again. Let's see what happens. Mercedes, he went to pit road, has got the Mercedes fixed. Just overshoots that turn. Does he keep it off the wall? No, hard into the tire barrier. Seba, who has been coming on strong later in the season, obviously struggling here today. A lot of drivers really liking this track, but also commenting the fact that it is a bit of a tricky track. And the temperature, the track temperature today is not helping matters at all. Track temperature holding at 109 degrees. Seba has crashed again. He is towed to the pits. Let's see what happened. He is still trying to get back to pit road here. And it looks like the car was too much to handle. He stops on track and parks it. We'll see if he can get the car fixed and get back out. Some of these past races that we expected to be races of attrition have been really clean and tolerable, but it seems like once these tracks really heat up, even a track like Canadian Tire, it just it seems like this has just become a struggle here today. Of course, the first two involved Neil Obrador, Mike Marshall, both back out on track. No incidents since the first lap. Adam Barker been involved in 2 incidents so far, currently running in 16th. But note that Adam Barker is on lap 9 and in 16th, or currently in 17th, excuse me. He was just passed by Harry. It is worth noting that because we've seen Adam Barker come back from further to pull off a top 10. Giancarlo has started to open up the gap on Maximilian. Now 1.15 seconds is the lead right now. And I think Maximilian might be having a connection issue. He has reappeared, but he was gone for part of the straightaway. Taylor Parsons in 3rd and Avery Walker in 4th. Still nose to tail. Neither of them really pushing the issue. Mike Dulling currently in 5th with Jason Wahlberg, and Yuho is right there. Yuho went into Bathurst last week 2nd in points. Managed to take the lead just due to Giancarlo not being there. However, Giancarlo's drop race has not been calculated yet. So he will have come into this race still with the points lead, although Yuho will have made up a lot of points. We'll have to see the final tallies later today or tomorrow, but it is very likely that Giancarlo will have clinched after this race, especially if he pulls off the win. Gregorio Caridi in the Mercedes gets around McMullet. That Mercedes really, this is the kind of track for it. It has all that power, all that torque. It just has so much straightaway speed. Not the best handling GT3 car, but definitely the fastest on the straightaways. And Simon Zierk has crashed. Simon out there by himself just outside the top 10 coming into the... just clips a little too much of the rumble strip, it looked like, as he was on the brakes trying to come up the hill. Manages to save the car. No impact, no damage. And Giancarlo has extended his lead even further. Maximilian Gunther now 2.3 seconds behind. And it looks like last time by Maximilian actually slowed down a little bit. We mentioned it in pre-race. A lot of these guys, you probably see them every now and again do a slower lap, just trying to cool the tires down due to the high track temperature, especially that left front tire, because there is so much, this is a predominantly right-hand turning track, and that left front, a lot of drivers were saying, was just melting during practice. Back and forth, 3rd and 4th, Taylor Parsons still has 3rd. Avery Walker still has 4th. Mike Dulling in 5th. Yuho in 6th. Yuho starting to move forward just a little bit. Started in 8th, has not pushed the issue early. Jason Wahlberg in 7th. Gregorio Caridi has really started coming forward in that Mercedes. He is up to 8th place after starting in 12th. Another big mover, Scott Malawi, started in 15th. He is up to 10th. Janet Gunther started 16th. He is up to 11th. Ryan Snyder in the Ferrari, he has moved from 17th to 12th. And Matt Baer has moved from 18th to 13th. Matt, we've seen him in the Mercedes all season long. Out here in the BMW today, and looks like he's a little bit out of shape, but gets it under control. And thank you, Tessa. Giancarlo coming around to complete another lap. Remember, they will have to make a stop at around the halfway point for fuel. Harry has gone off track. And there you see Adam Barker right behind. They come out of turn 1. Harry just gets a little bit of the grip. Oh, hard hit for Harry. He has towed to pit road. Adam Barker managing to just barely avoid that one, moving up to 16th. He is 5 seconds outside of or behind 13th place. So keep a close eye on that car to see he might start making his way forward. Looks like Scott Nalawi in 11th had an incident a moment ago. And looks like he just overcooked it through the turn and went off in the grass. Manages to pull it back down, but does lose a couple of spots and a lot of momentum. Giancarlo's lead starting to increase again, almost up to 3 seconds. But it looks like Maximilian has let his tires cool off for a lap and has cranked it back up just a little bit. He is starting to charge forward. His lap times are going back down. He had ran almost the lap times here are around, a fast lap has been 1:16.77. Maximilian's fastest lap was a 1:16.83. This last time by, he ran a 1:17.36, so only losing a half second so far. But a couple of laps ago, he ran almost a 1:18, just slowing down to let the tires cool down a hair. Whereas I don't believe I have seen a lap where Giancarlo has backed off. We did hear him say, and a lot of the drivers said in practice, for whatever reason, the Lamborghini seems to be easier on the tires, not heating them up as much here at this track. Maximilian in second, and then there is third place. Taylor Parsons and Avery Walker, they have just stayed, Avery's just stayed in his tire tracks. The lone Ford in the field today. Yuho is now up to 5th. The Yuho is continuing to march his way forward. He has a 5.9 second gap to 4th place Avery Walker. Can he make that up? Looking at the notes, going into Bathurst, Giancarlo had a 13-point lead. Even when drop races are calculated, Yuho did make up some points last week, but if Giancarlo pulls off win number 7 today, he should secure the championship. And right now, Giancarlo in the lead, now almost 4 seconds ahead of Maximilian. Giancarlo just has not backed off at all on his pace. He has not tried to cool the tires down, anything else. Now, Yuho's gap is already starting to close as he is down to 5.4 seconds behind Avery Walker. And he is bringing Mike Doling and Jason Wahlberg with him. And look at this pack behind him. Here comes McCready and Gregorio Caridi. These guys are starting to pick up some speed as well. And there you see the gap from Avery Walker back to Yuho. Yuho pulling away from the pack behind him. Mike Doling is about to have to deal with Jason Wahlberg. Jason has been, I think this is only his second race in the Ferrari. He has been in predominantly Lamborghinis all season. Guys going right to the edge, coming out of that final turn, trying to carry as much momentum down the straight as possible. Jason Wahlberg having another great run here today. McCready has made his way up to 8th place so far. And worth noting that Janik Gunther is up 6 spots. I do believe he is actually the driver that has made up the most positions so far. He's the biggest mover of the race in 10th place now after starting in 16th. I'm willing to bet him and Maximilian are working, or did practice and work together this week, just based on how fast both of those drivers are. But Scott Nalawi trying to close back in on Janik. Gregorio Caridi. Oh, Gregorio all over the back bumper of Eric McCready. That Mercedes has so much power, it closes the gap on those long straightaways. Just a little bit harder to get the nose in on those tighter corners as you see the BMW of McCready pull away. Now it's going to be interesting to see, can Gregorio do anything with Eric here? Look at him close the gap up on these straightaways. Mercedes seems to be equal in the faster turns. It loses ground on these tighter turns, but that power makes up the difference on the long straightaway. He got a great run through the far end of the track this time. And now he's going to make a move using the draft, trying to get set up for the perfect time. Gregorio now looking to the outside. Can he get, no, he can't get the run down there. Through the final turn, can he get a run here? He's all over that back bumper. Janik Gunther is on pit road. Adam Barker has also been to pit road. Neil Obrador is back on pit road. Seeing pit stops a little bit early here. Adam Barker back out on track. Simon Zierk coming into pit road now. I don't see any tire changes happening, as here comes Janik Gunther back up off of pit road as well. Clayton Allen is off track. Let's see how that started. Looked like he might have been alone. He's trying to run down Matt Baer right in front of him. And we've seen this happen a couple of times this morning. just overcooking it through that turn and into that tire barrier. Giancarlo's lead now 4.5 seconds. And then going back to Yuho, who is trying to gain on Avery Walker. He has lost a little bit of time here. The gap is now 5.8 seconds from Avery Walker back to Yuho in 5th. And oh, Adam Barker is off track. And the same thing, overcooking that second turn. He manages to keep it out of the tire barrier, though. Great save by Adam Barker, but you know that's got to be a frustrating situation, losing that much time. Clayton Allen is on pit road. Simon Zierk, currently running in 15th, is starting to pick up some spots just due to pit stops. Simon Zierk, another one that tends to come on later in the race. We'll see if he has something, if he can get himself into the top 10 before the day is done. And as pit stops are underway, let's talk about the pit stop strategy here. Giancarlo and Maximilian, currently 1 and 2. Scott Nalawi is on pit road. Giancarlo currently first and Maximilian in second. Both of these guys extremely fast pit stops every single race. The gap is 5.4 seconds. I don't think Maximilian can make up that much time on pit road, but if he can cut it back, we know he is just as fast, if not faster, than Giancarlo. So when they come to pit stops, these guys are going to be going in as short a period of time, as little fuel as possible. That means that guys like Giancarlo are going to try and stretch that fuel mileage as long as possible. Ryan Snyder is now on pit road. Maximilian Gunther currently running in second. He is not going to come to pit road till the last possible minute. A lot of drivers saying a full fuel load really makes the car handle a lot better, as these cars get really tail happy as the fuel load gets lighter, especially in the Porsche. Taylor Parsons currently in third, Avery Walker in fourth, and Yuho in fifth. Yuho was making up ground on fourth place. Now he has started losing ground and brought Mike Dolling right back into striking distance. Mike Dolling has just been quietly working his way through the field the whole race and is now up into sixth after starting in 11th. Jason Wahlberg in 7th place. Gregorio Caridi, another one in that big Mercedes who has been marching his way forward. He's now up to 8th. McMullet McCready in 9th. And Harry has gone as an incident and has gone to the pits. Let's see what happened. Looks like coming out of the first turn, gets too much of the grass. And hard impact into the inside wall with several cars coming right behind. Quickly gets that car towed to pit road. Giancarlo now starting to get into lap traffic. Simon Zierk has not been to pit road yet. I stand corrected. He had to go to pit road on... No, Simon Zierk, excuse me, has been to pit road. Giancarlo now catching up to the guys that have already pitted. Could that change his pit strategy at all? He goes on by, does not come to pit road. Does Maximilian come to pit road this time? Everybody within the pit window, the top 10 have not pitted. So it's Giancarlo up front right now, Maximilian in second, Taylor Parsons is third, Avery Walker in fourth. Fifth place is Yuho, who is coming to pit road. He gives up fifth place. That moves Mike Dolling to fifth. Jason Wahlberg will be in sixth. Gregorio Caridi, seventh. Eric McCready in eighth. Matt Bear will move up to ninth. Actually, it's going to be kind of close if Matt Bear comes up to ninth. Let's see how quickly Yuho gets back out. Now, it does look like Matt Bear will take ninth place here, although he still has to pit. And you got to wonder, Giancarlo was not pushing it behind Simon Zierk there for a while. Was he using the draft to save a little bit of fuel? Maximilian Gunther in second place, still 6.6 seconds back. He does not come to pit road. Taylor Parsons in third. He's going to continue to stay out, as is Avery Walker. Mike Dolling stays out. Jason Wahlberg stays out. Gregorio Caridi stays out, and Eric McCready stays out. Matt Bear coming down the back straightaway. Let's see what Matt chooses to do here. He's going to stay out as well. Worth noting, Giancarlo came into the race with 200 laps led this season. Maximilian Gunther led 3 laps, and then Giancarlo took over and has led the last 22 laps. Giancarlo not coming to pit road yet. How far can he stretch that fuel? And it does look like Maximilian is giving up second, so we could see the top 10 starting to hit pit road. No, it looks like it's just going to be Maximilian this time by. Will Gregorio or Eric come down? Neither driver comes to pit road. 25 minutes left in the race. Giancarlo has not been to pit road yet, so he has extended his lead now to 11.88 seconds. But with Maximilian on pit road, Taylor Parsons currently in second place. Avery Walker up to third. Maximilian is now back off pit road. Matt Bear is on pit road. Avery Walker, he has stayed in the tire tracks of Taylor Parsons this entire race. As Taylor hits pit road and Avery does not. Avery is going to stay out, and staying in that draft, as we mentioned, he stayed right behind him for quite some time and possibly saved a lap or two extra fuel as Simon Zierk is wrecked right outside of turn 1. Just comes too wide through 1, gets into the grass and spins down into the infield wall. Fortunately, still has enough power to get off the track. As cars are coming off of pit road, probably the worst place to be in that situation. He does a great job managing it. Avery Walker now in second place. Him and Now there's 6 cars left that have not made their pit stop. Giancarlo, Avery Walker, Mike Dolling, Jason Wahlberg, Gregorio Caridi, and our leader is on pit road. Giancarlo has hit pit road. Will Avery Walker pit this time? How much extra fuel? No, Avery is not pitting. We mentioned he has stayed in the draft the entire race. And you got to wonder how much more fuel he has. Also, he is driving in a Ford, and you just never know when it's randomly going to explode. Mike Dolling is now up to second as Jason Wahlberg and Eric McCready are both on pit road. Avery Walker, Mike Dolling, Gregorio Caridi are the only drivers who have not pitted yet. After pit stops, Giancarlo's lead over Maximilian currently showing 11.1 seconds. We'll have to see after a lap or two, once everybody's back up to speed, if that holds true. Avery Walker has led no laps this season, so this is his first time leading all season as he gives up the lead and comes to pit road. That puts Mike Dolling in the lead, who has not pitted, and Gregorio Caridi. Mike Dolling is on pit road. If Gregorio pits this time, that will complete the cycle of green flag stops. And he is going to pit. Giancarlo will reassume the lead. Oh, with a car spinning right in front of him. Giancarlo getting really lucky there. So Giancarlo back to the lead, about to lap Adam Barker, who Adam has actually managed, after 2 separate incidents, to close up back up to about 15th. But Giancarlo's lead, now that everybody is settled back in, is 10 seconds. Almost 10 seconds even over Maximilian Gunther. Avery Walker in third has closed in on Maximilian just due to staying out a little bit longer, stretching his fuel, being extremely fast, and yeah, he's up in contention for second place now. Taylor Parsons now up to fourth, and Mike Dolling in fifth. I do believe Mike Dolling is the biggest mover of the race. I stand correct. Well, Mike Dolling started in 11th. He is up to 5th. He is up 6 spots. Additionally, Matt Baer started in 18th and is now up to 12th. He is up 6 spots. Clayton Allen, who we saw go off track and have an incident early in the race, has had an amazing recovery. He started in 20th. He is now up to 13th. And he is the lone Audi in the field today. Very unusual. Normally we see 3 to 4 Audis in the field here, but just the one today. So 1 Audi, 1 Ford, 3 Porsches, which is less than what we usually see, 2 Lambos, 2 Mercedes, and then 3 Ferraris and 7 BMWs. And there you can see what your favorite driver is driving in today as Giancarlo comes around and completes lap 30. With 19 minutes left to go. We might have a battle heating up for second as Avery Walker in the Ford all over the back bumper of Maximilian Gunther. And while they're not looking, Taylor Parsons is actually closing in on them. And Clayton Allen involved in an incident. We're just talking about his amazing recovery here. As he goes through the far end of the track, the two tight right-hand turns, just gets a little too much of the rumble strip. Right in front of the leaders. Mike Marshall has had an incident as well, and he has ended up on pit road. Heavy damage to that car already. He overshoots turn 2 straight into the wall. Into the tire barrier. He was on the brakes, but just wasn't enough. Worth noting, fan favorite Adam Barker has made his way back up to 13th after being involved in, I believe it's 3 incidents now. He has managed to keep that car going the right way since about 10-15 minutes into this thing and just continued marching forward. And the leader's just ahead of him, so he has somebody to follow through and help give him some speed. Yuho has gone off track. Down through turn 1, a little too much of the rumble strip. I can't remember. Oh, and he backs it into the wall. I can't remember the last time we've seen Yuho make a mistake. And that right there might have decided the championship. Yuho lost a couple of spots. He is now back in 9th. Giancarlo is leading with 1 race left to go. If Giancarlo continues and pulls off the win, as they run now, Giancarlo will be the champion for this season. Let's take a look at some of the other points battles going on track. Maximilian Gunther, Gregorio Caridi, and Jason Wahlberg all came into today tied for 4th. Maximilian is currently running in 3rd. Gregorio Caridi is currently running in 8th, in the middle of a heavy battle here, I might add. And Jason Wahlberg is running in 7th. So that battle in track between Jason Wahlberg and Gregorio is not only for a position on track, that is for a points battle. Those 3 drivers were tied. Adam Barker was 1 point behind that group coming into today. Adam currently in 13th. And we haven't talked about him much tonight, but Scott Nalawi, currently running in 10th, came into today with 3rd place in the points locked up. He has not been the fastest many times this season, but he has definitely been the most consistent driver, the cleanest driver. In fact, of all the drivers that have run every race this season, all 10 races so far, Scott Nalawi is the cleanest driver of them all. He has the lowest number of incident points per race. So shout out to that. Scott Nalawi, just being consistent and clean racing, has got himself a top 3 in the points. And he's also pulled off multiple podium finishes. Ryan Snyder has Jason Wahlberg has gone off track, and Ryan Snyder has crashed. Let's take a look at Jason Wahlberg, because we were just watching him. Oh, coming out of the final turn, just loses the back end, noses it into the inside wall, and then backs across the track. Ryan Snyder, let's see what happened to him. Looks like he is coming down at the far end of the track and just loses the back end and goes around right in front of a 3-car battle. Great job by all those drivers not making a bad situation worse. 3/4 of the race is done, and Giancarlo's lead is now 14 seconds over Avery Walker. Taylor Parsons up into third now as he managed to slip by Maximilian. Let's see how that happens, because I've not seen, I think it's the first person to actually pass Maximilian. Oh, as they checked up for the wrecked car, he was able to get on throttle a little bit quicker. I think the only other car to get past Maximilian today has been the leader, Giancarlo, on lap 3. And Giancarlo way out front. Avery Walker in second, though, is about to have some competition as Taylor Parsons has closed up on the back bumper of the lone Ford. Coming out of the final corner, they both go flying by, and Maximilian right behind them. Mike Dolling up to 5th now. McCready up to 6th place. He has continued his march forward as he's passed Jason Wahlberg in 7th and Gregorio Caridi in 8th in the Mercedes. I'm really surprised with Gregorio's skill and that big Mercedes power here. I'm surprised he has not made it further up the track. We've seen how much faster that car is around this track. Just the power on these longer straightaways. And what do you say we hop in the car with our leader and look at some of his times? Well, he's blinking a little bit. We may... Coming out of the final turn and down the straightaway into turn 1, 121 miles an hour. Noticing Giancarlo is not cutting that turn 1 as much as some of the others. On the brakes, keeping a little throttle in it. And trying to keep up as much momentum as possible through these high-speed turns. 135, 136 down the hill and set up for the dual tight right-hand turns. Now back on the throttle and down the long back straightaway. This is where we'll see the top speed come out. $140, $145, hits 6th gear, 152 miles an hour before getting into the kink. And now from the fastest part of the track to the slowest. Drops down to about 75 miles an hour. I want to see what kind of top speed Gregorio gets here in that big Mercedes, because as you can tell, he is really accelerating faster and has a lot more top end. You saw 150, but it looked like he had to get out of the throttle there. A bit surprised to see that car not going substantially faster than the leader, at least on the straightaways. Just under 10 minutes remain. As Giancarlo comes down, let's take another look. Giancarlo indicated 157. I think 151, though, was probably the more accurate. I think he showed that 157 at the point that the car gets very, very light. Now we'll watch again as the big Mercedes of Gregorio Caridi comes down this straightaway. See if he exceeds that 151 miles an hour. Into fourth gear, continues accelerating. And it looks like he only hits about 151 as well. Taylor Parsons, second place in the Ferrari, 16.8 seconds behind. When he gets down here, we'll see just how fast that Ferrari is. As he comes down through the far end of the track. Slowest part of the track is right there, down to the fastest part. As he continues to accelerate. 135, 140, 152, 153. So 153 so far. The Ferrari has been the fastest one on the straightaway. Caught Maximilian at the wrong time there, but we'll have to go back and look here in a couple of laps and just see how fast the Porsche is. Taylor Parsons, once he took second, he has started pulling away from Avery Walker. Maximilian Gunther all over the back bumper of the Ford of Walker. And it looks like Matt Baer has gone off track, as has Adam Barker. There is Matt Baer in the KFC car, and through that far end of the track, just overshoots and goes off. Let's see what happened to Adam Barker. Same section, oh, nope, that was Matt Baer. Again. Adam Barker coming down through turn 1. Just overshoots the turn a little bit. We saw a lot of guys doing that during practice, just finding ways to keep that car steady. Sometimes that grass feels like you're driving on ice, but great job by Adam Barker saving the car. Giancarlo continues out front. Taylor Parsons in second. Avery Walker has started closing back in on second place. Ryan Snyder has crashed. Coming down through the far end of the track, the two tight right-handers just losing the back end there. Right, oh, it looks like he might have got a piece of McCready there. McCready is on pit road, so I'm guessing that he got a little bit of McCready's car. As mentioned, Avery Walker now in third place, and he has run Taylor Parsons back down. Taylor was starting to pull away, trying to close the gap on Giancarlo, but Avery Walker has managed to pull back up to him. Take a look and see what kind of speed we get out of the Ford through here. 154. That is the highest speed of any, and almost 159. Next time by, we'll try and get the Porsche top speed at the end of the straightaway. So the Ford, apparently, at least at this track, is definitely the fastest in the straightaways. Avery Walker using that to his advantage. He is all over the back bumper of Taylor Parsons. Maximilian in the Porsche still hanging with him. Maximilian took a very different line through that corner, and apparently it's helped dramatically. Could we see a different line a little late in the race, but it looks like he is trying out some different stuff. Down the straightaway again. Let's see what the Porsche of Maximilian Gunther has. Can it pick up as much speed as the Ford? .153, so just a little bit slower than the Ford, as Jason Wahlberg has gone off track. And again, so many drivers, better than half the drivers in the field have had an off right there. Just coming through that far end of the track, those two slow, tight corners. So Taylor Parsons, we've got quite the battle forming for second place. It's Taylor Parsons in second, Avery Walker in third, and Maximilian Gunther in fourth. Not far behind is Mike Dolling in fifth. Second, third, and fourth, all less than a second apart. All of them in the draft of the car in front of them. Mike Dolling just over 2 seconds behind this group. Anything goes wrong up here, he could pick up a lot of positions. And Giancarlo's lead now 20 seconds as he comes around through the start-finish line and continues to lap cars. He just went around Matt Bear in 12th and Adam Barker in 16th. Can Taylor Parsons hold on to second place? Mike Dolling is on pit road. I'm a bit surprised by this late stop, to be honest. I've not seen him get into anything. I'm guessing he did not get enough fuel on his previous stop. And looks like it was just a splash of gas. He's already on his way back off of pit road. Will he be able to hold on to fifth place, though? As here comes Jason Wahlberg. He is off pit. Mike Dolling is off pit road. He might be able to hold on to fifth here. Meanwhile, as Giancarlo comes around, he will not get the white flag this time. There's too much time left. And look at this. Here comes Avery Walker for second. Taylor Parsons not done. He sends it deep into the turn. And look behind him, because Maximilian is just waiting for one of them to make a mistake. They are racing hard, knowing that next time by they will get the white flag. Got a car off to the side there. I believe that was Ryan Snyder. No, that was not Ryan. That was Clayton Allen pulling over for that lead, for the battle. The leaders battle, excuse me. Taylor Parsons has managed to pull a gap again. But right here is where Avery Walker has managed to come forward a lot, pick up a lot of momentum. He has the faster car on the straightaways. Down the long straightaway, staying right in Taylor's slipstream. Can he set up the pass this time? He is looking right on the back bumper. Down through the final two turns. They will get the white flag this time. Giancarlo has already taken the white. He is way ahead now, 21.33 seconds. Taylor Parsons holding on to second. Avery in third. Maximilian Gunther in fourth. Janet Gunther just crashed. Janik was running just inside the top 10, and the same spot, the far end of the track that has bitten so many drivers today. Looked like a little bit of a stack up right behind them as they battle back down. They're going to make the two tight right-handers the slowest part. This is Avery Walker's chance, but look at this. Maximilian is not done yet. Down the long straightaway they come as Giancarlo comes through the final turn. He will win the 7th time this season. Now, who is it going to be in second? Avery looks to the outside, coming through the final section. Does not have enough to get there. Can he force a mistake through the final turn? He jumps to the inside. They get together. And Maximilian slips by for second. Avery pulling over. He is not going to take that position that way. And gives second place. No, they stop before the finish line to give Taylor Parsons his second place. Maximilian coming home in third. And what great sportsmanship. Both drivers pull over to give Taylor his second place finish. Great job by everybody involved. Wow, what a finish. All right, let's start trying to talk to a few of these drivers. Let's start with our third place car, Maximilian Gunther. Hey, Maximilian, this is Doug. You got me?
Doug, can you hear me?
Hey, yep, I got you now, buddy.
Okay.
Hey, congratulations first on getting the pole today. That was extremely impressive. And then you were in contention throughout most of the race, up there battling for a podium finish, and then a wild finish that you came home third.
Oh, it was third? I thought I let Avery by.
No, he ended up coming home fourth. You beat him by the smallest of gaps.
I actually was planning to let him by because that contact was about to happen. So, and he was actually faster than me.
Well, I have to say the sportsmanship coming out of that last turn down to the line, you guys pulling over and letting Taylor back up there in second. Well, that was really impressive. Great job by all of you guys.
Thank you.
And another great race, and you got you're one of the few guys that actually has led more than just one lap this season. I think you have 5 laps led today, and to hold Giancarlo off for 3 laps, that was pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, but he was way quicker than the rest of the field again.
You guys are going to have to put extra weights in his car or something.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, man, congratulations. That was an impressive start, an impressive finish, and an impressive run throughout the race.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
All right, let's see if we can find Taylor Parsons. Hey, Taylor, this is Doug in the booth. You got me?
I got you.
Hey, man. Congratulations on the second place. I know that was a bit of a wild ending to it.
Yeah, you could say that. We kind of all had that understanding that it was going to come down to the last lap, the last set of corners. Saw Avery there trying to jump up the inside of me on the last turn, so tried to cover him off. We, as I'm sure you saw, we had one hell of an incident.
It was definitely interesting for sure, but great sportsmanship. I know all you guys, a lot of respect there, and it shows when everybody pulls over and corrects the finishing order.
Yeah, exactly. It was really big thanks to Avery and Maximilian there for keeping sportsmanship going. That was some top-notch racing. Most fun I've had in a long time.
And I have to say, you were one of the fastest cars on the track throughout the race, and one of the most consistent, and just kind of kept picking your way forward. Anytime you went back, you just turned it around and started marching forward again.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a track that I'm very comfortable with. I've raced it quite a bit, so really enjoy this track. So coming back was nice and fun.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Great job. Great second place finish, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, let's see if we can talk to him for the 7th time this season. Hey, Giancarlo, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug.
This is becoming a bit of a habit here. 7 wins on the season.
Yeah, it feels good. definitely Maximilian he caught me sleeping at the start there. But thankfully I was able to pass him, and then I think he might have kind of let me by to stay in my draft and save some fuel, but thankfully I was able to pull out past that second, and then was able to just keep extending the lead.
And extended you did. I was just sitting here thinking, your fastest lap here was a 1:16.77, and you had a 30-second lead at the end of the race. So almost a half a lap ahead of the rest of the field, and you lapped up to the top 10.
Yeah, it was. I really enjoy this track. It's a lot of fun to drive. Very, very flowy. Very technical in a few sections where you can lose the rear, but overall incredibly satisfying. So I'm happy to have pulled out the win today.
And if I did the math right, I do believe you are correct. You clinched the championship today with Yuho finishing back in 7th. It was just another dominating performance and then a dominant season.
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. It definitely feels good. We'll see next week at Le Mans where we start. Just keep having fun with it.
All right, man. Well, congratulations, and I'm sure we'll have something special planned for your championship next week, man.
Thank you, Doug.
Congrats, buddy. All right, Giancarlo wins his 7th race of the season. Do believe that he clinched the championship here today. Great run by Taylor Parsons and Maximilian Gunther. Both looked like if they'd had the opportunity, they might have been able to run with Giancarlo, but he just pulled away. Still a great performance by everybody. Huge shout out to Avery Walker for pulling over there on the last lap. Those guys, man, a ton of respect shown when they pull over and correct the finishing order after a last turn incident. That's not something you see every day. So huge shout out to those guys for doing that. And we've seen that sportsmanship all season long. We've seen that be done more than once, and it's just awesome. The great sportsmanship, the great group of individuals here in this league. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to come back tonight for BRR Cup Series, followed by the Fast and Fun ARCA Series. It's going to be one heck of a wild night. You don't want to miss any of it. Thank you guys so much, and have a great day.